Sega. This is a company that many people may associate with video games, especially with Sonic the Hedgehog, as they're widely and iconically known throughout the entire world. But what if I told you this company is not more than just promoting one blue hedgehog? We're expanding to other areas apart from video games, and also making sure that we expand ourselves as much as possible. Thank you all for coming with me today, as I'd like to tell you why you should invest your time and money into Sega. Today we'll be talking about 3 different key items. What is Sega, the electronic media kit provided to you, and the future moving forward. Now, one question some of you may have is, what is Sega? Well, it originally started as Standard Games back in 1940, creating coin-operated machines to help entertain soldiers in World War II. Then they ended up merging with Standard Games when they moved to Japan in 1960. Thus, they created the acronym SEGA from the first 2 letters of service and the last 2 letters they both share in games in both their companies. Sega. They ended up later changing their name to Sega Corporation. Now, what does Sega primarily do? Well, we do 3 different things primarily. One is the arcade machines. Those arcade plazas that you see in the mall, those bright flashing lights, the beautiful, beautiful neon glaze. That you can thank Sega for part of that, as you got to escape into worlds that unlike any other before, like shooting bad guys in video games. Or maybe try racing, and so you can have drive-through race in cars with no repercussions whatsoever. And finally, those stuffed animals that you see in the claw machines, you have Sega to thank for that too, as we created some great moments as you finally catch that one prize that you've been waiting for. What Sega is primarily known for, though, is video games. Thanks to Sonic the Hedgehog's rise in popularity, we primarily focused on that industry as a big part of it. And though we stopped manufacturing consoles a while ago, we still release quality titles to this day. And we also re-release other ones too, like the Sega Genesis Collection. We have Sonic here, and a bunch of other characters part of our company. And of course, we still develop our own original games too, like Valkyrie Chronicles, a critically acclaimed and widely successful game that has spawned many sequels and worldwide acclaim. Now, the entertainment industry hasn't always been kind to Sonic, but however, we have seen the demand and want to make sure that Sonic has great impact in the entertainment industry. The first Sonic the Hedgehog movie was clear in this, as we focused on what fan reception and created a widely successful movie that's spawning a 3rd movie this December. We've also created kids' TV shows like Sonic Prime, and also releasing spin-offs like Knuckles, creating demand and worldwide appeal. What are some of our goals moving forward? Well, we plan to do 3 main things. One is to take further steps to branch out, go further beyond. And 2 is to expand our focus apart from Sonic, develop other video games. We want to expand ourselves apart from Sonic, but not completely forget about him. And finally, publishing other games apart from our own. We work with other companies like Atlas and Platinum Games to publish those games, to not only get our name out, but also to help create quality games. Now take a look at your electronic media kit here, like I have in my hand. This electronic media kit will help provide what Sega is all about. Our pitch letter gives you a great example of what our company is about. Our news release is a great way of showing on how that we promote our games, like Sonic X Shadow, getting an announcement released, and how it can be advertised throughout the internet. And finally, we have some photos on features. This helps show off our company and also how our release schedule works, as to show we're not slowing down anytime soon, as we're publishing games and developing many different games, movies, and other various forms. Now, our performance there is to make sure that we always create a very important and stable game. We want to make sure fans have the best experience possible. What is our future going forward, however? As many companies like to go for a future. One is to make our games fun. We've seen recently that our games have not seen the quality that they should be having. We've taken great steps in the measure that we make our games fun for not only the developers, but the consumers as well, as they are a primary focus of why video games are meant to be. Next, we want to expand into unfamiliar industries. We've already mentioned before how the entertainment industry has been a great step forward for Sonic the Hedgehog. We'd also like to take further steps into making toys, and more toys, but also like energy drinks and skateboards and clothing. And we want Sonic, not just Sonic, but all other apparel to be worldwide and making sure that our name gets out there. Speaking of the world, we work in we have 4 different corporations placed. 1 in North America, 1 in Europe, 1 in Asia, and of course our home place in Japan. We want to expand into other industries across the world to promote ourselves and to create more feeling for Sega as a whole. Now, what did we go over today? Thank you for coming with me today as we went through what is Sega, the Electronic Media Kit, and our future moving forward. Thank you once again for coming along. If any of you guys have any questions, please feel free to stay around.